Come, my dear viewers, let us move ahead and learn the nominative case. But just before we begin, let me tell you a brief introduction over the 4 cases that we have in German language. That's right, we have 4 cases in total. The first case that we have and are going to study right now is the nominative case. The second one is the accusative case. The third case is called the dative case. And the fourth one is called the genitive case. Now, how will you know which case to use when? That is what I'm here for. But the most important point for the same is that to understand which case is to be used, it strictly depends on the grammatical function of the noun. Interested? Let's move ahead and understand the nominative first to understand the concept. Let's understand the nominative case. Now, the nominative case is actually the subject of the sentence. So, that means that the nominative can either be the thing or person doing the verb. That's correct. Now, you can ask me that how will you identify the subject of the sentence or the nominative? Well, that is pretty easy. You can ask the sentence a question, and that question is that who or what is doing the verb? So by asking this particular question to the sentence, you will automatically be able to identify the nominative. The nominative is mostly and almost always the subject of the sentence. Here I am giving you 2 examples to understand it better. The first example says, Der Tisch ist braun. Der Tisch ist braun, which means the table is brown. The table is brown. In this sentence, if you ask this sentence the question, who or what is doing the verb here will be ist, which is a conjugated version of the verb sein, which here means to be. So, der Tisch ist braun will have the nominative as der Tisch. Because when we ask the question, who or what is brown? Then we get the answer as der Tisch. Absolutely correct. I'll share another example with you to understand this better. The other example for the same says, Ich gehe in die Schule. Ich gehe in die Schule. Which means, I'm going to the school. I'm going to the school. So in this sentence, when we ask who or what is being or who or what is doing the verb, then we get that who is going to the school? I am. So ich will be your nominative or subject of the sentence. Next, what I have for you is grammar extra. So in grammar extra for today, we are going to understand how the nominative case has bestimmte and unbestimmte Artikel. To understand this better, I'll tell you that bestimmte Artikel is nothing else other than the definite article that we have in English language. And the unbestimmte Artikel is our indefinite article. So now, let's move ahead and understand how the different genders are treated in the nominative case based on the bestimmte article or the definite article. So, the table that you can see very clearly states that we have 3 genders, namely the masculine, feminine and neutral gender. So in the nominative case, the article for the masculine gender becomes der. Then the article for the feminine gender becomes die. And then the article for the neutral gender becomes das. Okay. Now, you would also put up a question that we also have plural. So for plural, the article is die. So the feminine article and the plural article are just the same, die. Now, I will share some examples with you so that you can understand this concept a bit better. So here comes my examples for you. The first example is der Bus kommt 8 Uhr. Der Bus kommt 8 Uhr. This sentence means that the bus comes at 8 a.m. The bus comes at 8 a.m. Okay? And here, if you pay attention, the article says der Bus. Der Bus. How will you identify the nominative which is der Bus? Very simple. You just have to ask the question. Which is that? Absolutely right. The question that you need to ask the sentence is that who or what is doing the verb. So, who is coming at 8 a.m.? The bus. So, the bus is our nominative. Let's move to the next sentence. The next example is Die Katze will das essen. Das Katze will das essen. My apologies. Die Katze will das essen. So now what does that mean? Die Katze? The cat wants to eat the food. Or the cat wants the food. So now this tells us that Die Katze is the nominative of the sentence. Okay? The next example that I have for you is Das Auto liegt zu Hause. Das Auto liegt zu Hause. Now this sentence when translated to English means the car is at home. The car is at home. And das Auto will be your nominative, which is subject of the sentence. Another example for you guys is Die Eltern gehen. Die Eltern gehen, which means the parents are going. The parents are going. So, the nominative of this will be what? Die Eltern, which is plural die. Die Eltern gehen. Oh, great guys. We've come a long way now. Let us now also understand in our very own grammar extra the unbestimmte article or the indefinite article as well. So the unbestimmte article, which also mean one boy, one girl, one man, one woman, one. So how do you say that in German in the nominative case? Here you go. So again we have our three genders, masculine, feminine and neuter. So for masculine, the article that we use in unbestimmte is ein. For feminine, we say eine. And for our neutral, we say ein. So the unbestimmte article in nominative case for both masculine and neutral is the same, ein. We do not have plural for this as plural, one can never be plural. So there is no plural for this. Alright, with that said, let us move ahead. But just before I share the examples with you, I want to put up a point. So, since there is no plural for unbestimmte article, we rather have another word called kein, which means none or no. Ich habe keine Eltern. I have no parents. Ich habe keine Eltern. This is an example that I'm sharing as to where and how you can place keine. So since there is no plural, we use keine in some places. Now, let us move ahead and learn the examples for unbestimmte Artikel. When, where and how to place these. Here you go. The first example. The first example says, ein Freund besucht uns. Ein Freund besucht uns. So here, who visits us? A friend. So ein Freund becomes your nominative or subject of the sentence. The second example says, eine Frau steht vor dem Kino. Eine Frau steht vor dem Kino, which means a lady is standing in front of the cinema hall. Eine Frau steht vor dem Kino. A lady stands right in front of the cinema hall. So, eine Frau here becomes our nominative case. Okay? Moving ahead to the next example. Ein Auto ist kaputt. Ein Auto ist kaputt, which means a car has broken down. A car is broken down. So, das Auto becomes, or ein Auto becomes our nominative in this sense. Okay guys, I hope you have pretty much now understood the definite and indefinite articles and when and where to use it in the nominative case. Now, let us, after all, also test ourselves and see where we are in this context. For testing ourselves, I have made here some questions for you. I'm going to give you time of 30 seconds in which you will have to give the answer to the above stated questions. Here you go with fill in the blanks. The first one is this for you guys. The question says, blank, Hund geht im Park spazieren. Or dash Hund geht im Park spazieren, which means the dog is going for a walk in the park. The dog is going for a walk in the park. Don't forget that you have to place the bestimmte article or the definite article. Time starts now. Alright, stop. Time's up. So, did you get the correct answer? Absolutely correct. The answer for the first question is der. Der Hund geht im Park spazieren. Alright, congratulations those who got this correct. Let's move ahead and move on to the next question first. So the next question says, dash Vater arbeitet abends immer am Computer. Dash Vater arbeitet abends immer am Computer, which means father often and always works in the evening on the computer. So again, timer's beginning. Stop. Time's up. So, did you get this one correct too? Yes, guys. The answer to this one is der Vater. Masculine. Der Vater arbeitet immer abends am Computer. That's correct. Der Vater is your answer. Moving on to the next question we have. Dash Kinder spielen im Garten. Dash Kinder spielen im Garten. Dash children are playing in the garden. So, the timer starts now. Well guys, time's up. Did you get the correct answer for this one as well? Well, the answer with this one is D, because Kinder is plural for children. So, die Kinder spielen im Garten. The children are playing in the garden. Wow guys, we're already through the bestimmte articles and you did pretty well in the questions that I put across. Okay, now guys, with that done, let us also test our knowledge for the unbestimmte articles. So, like the bestimmte articles, here I have some sentences for you. Let's see if you can solve these as well. I have full trust in you guys. Let's get on with it. So, the first fill in the blank for the unbestimmte article is dash Tisch ist grau. Dash Tisch ist grau. So, the time starts now guys. The table is grey. Alright, stop guys, time's up. So, what is the unbestimmte article for Tisch? Well, yes, ein Tisch. The main article of Tisch is actually der Tisch. So, in the unbestimmte tense, it becomes ein. Ein Tisch ist grau. The table or a table is grey. Alright, let's move to the next sentence. The next question for you guys is dash Freundin geht. Dash Freundin geht. Dash girlfriend goes. You have your time guys. Alright, stop. Time's up. Did you get the correct answer for this one? Yes. Eine Freundin geht. A girlfriend goes. Eine Freundin geht. Very good, guys. Very good going. Now here comes your last question. It says, dash Kind kommt. Dash Kind kommt. Dash child is coming or comes. So, the time starts now. Okay guys, so the time's up. Did you get the answer? The main root article of Kind is das Kind. Das Kind. So, in the unbestimmte article for nominative, it becomes ein Kind. Absolutely correct. Then neutral noun. Das Kind, yes, is your answer. Excellent, guys. You have done a very good job. And this absolutely brings us to the end of our nominative case.